the bay, where the Heyward Fault runs directly under one of America's most historic stadiums. The largest football-only stadium in Northern California, Memorial Stadium at UC Berkeley, was built in 1923 to honor Californians who'd lost their lives in World War I. It soon became home to one of college football's most storied rivalries between the Cal Golden Bears and their Cross Bay rival, Stanford. And for every moment of its history, the stadium has sat one earthquake away from total destruction.
Bob, terrible. How you doing?
Hey, welcome to see
Cal's assistant athletic director, Bob Milano, knows all about the stadium's history and its status as an architectural icon.
So California Memorial Stadium, not unlike a Roman Coliseum, right? That's the idea.
This stadium and the stadium at Harvard are probably the closest examples to a Roman facade in North America.
Okay.
While the outside is impressive, the inside looks like a war zone. Over 20 months, they're putting 350 men to work and spending $321 million to protect the stadium from the two massive tectonic plates that collide directly under it.
We are literally standing on top of the Heyward Fault.
Right underneath of us.
So generally from section XX, right under us, right over to section L.
A huge geological problem.
Huge geological force in the region.
The Heyward Fault is invisible to the eye, but its destructive power is not.
That's a separation right there, isn't it?
Yeah, that was an original structural joint, and what's happened over time as the fault has moved, one of the visible signs.
Yeah, exactly. The visible evidence that you're dealing with a very big potential problem.
Yes.
Imagine this stadium full of 70,000 fans on game day, right when the Bay Area's next massive quake strikes. It could be like 1994, when a 6.7 earthquake struck the Northridge area of Los Angeles, killing 57 people and causing $20 billion of damage. Experts say a similar quake on the Heyward Fault today could be 8 times worse. Engineer Rene Vignos was hired to get this place ready for the next big one.
The old stadium was really old. It wasn't made for modern purposes.
It was a wreck.
Really? To be perfectly honest.
It was a wreck. So really, everything top to bottom is getting updated and making this a nice place to be.
Renee's team first had to gut everything inside the stadium except the student section. They then constructed 7 new seating sections, all of which move independently in the event of a quake.
If you were sitting here and an earthquake happened and the ground actually broke right here, this whole building would shift back and turn and tilt. You'd take a ride, but you'd be safe.
This life-saving earthquake engineering is all made possible thanks to one key ingredient.
That's what Cal Stadium's made of? The truth is out. It's made of styrofoam.
Really, it's there because it's very hard to build 2 concrete walls right next to each other with just air between them. So really, the easiest thing is just put foam, pour it, and then just let it go.
But it just shows you that these are 2 different structures.
Exactly, all the way through the foundation.
While the engineering in the seating sections is clever, a whole different set of solutions had to be figured out to keep the towering new 75-foot-high press box from toppling on the fans below.
There's a large mass of this press box way up in the air, teetering on towers, and then a low and squat, stiff bowl underneath it. They don't work well together when the ground's shaking.
Renee tells me the towers that hold up the press box are anchored to the ground by 16 massive cables. In an earthquake, the cables will allow the towers to tilt but not topple, while 12 specially designed pins allow the press box to ride smoothly from side to side.
It looks like a hinge, though. It looks like something that's going like that.
That's exactly it. So that press box will stay flat while the tower underneath is rotating back and forth.
I see. And do you know the guy or the guys who sat around and figured this out, or is it you?
That was me. Yeah, it's not easy, but after a while you gain confidence and you realize, okay, we know how to do this and we can do it safely.
That's amazing.
In just a few months, Cal Memorial Stadium will fill up again with fans. Thanks to a bold engineering game plan, they'll remember the great times they've had here and anticipate even greater times to come. I'm going